When I saw this video, I was just wondering if Tinubu took anything before coming on stage. So guys, I encourage you to watch this video to the end. Just take your time, watch this video to understand how messy things are in Nigeria. Honestly, Nigeria is in a total mess. Take a look.
Tinubu you see?
It is raining in Nigeria because of this increase in fuel price. Well, let's begin what's trending by taking reactions to the increase in fuel pump price by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Well, on Wednesday, NNPC raised the retail price of petrol to 1,030 naira from 897 naira per litre across some of its retail outlets, marking the second price increase within a month. The president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, in a statement, said that the labor union is dismayed by the petrol hike, adding that the latest hike has grossly altered the calculation of Nigerians who are still trying to adjust to the current economic realities. His statement reads in part, "We challenge the government to go to the drawing board and present us with a blueprint for inclusive economic growth and national development instead of this spasmodic and ad hocism and palliative policy." It needs no stating the fact that the latest wave of increase has grossly altered the calculations of Nigerians once again at a time they were reluctantly coming to terms with their new realities. It will further deepen poverty as production capacities dip and more jobs are lost, with multi-dimensional negative effects. In light of this, we urge the government to immediately reverse this rate hike, as previous increases did not produce any good results. People only got poorer. But fundamentally, the government should be bold enough to tell Nigerians in advance the destination it wants to take the country. I believe a video, a 2023 video, where he was campaigning and he talked about the fuel prices. Let's play that video real quickly. Rufai's always dancing. But yes, is this really what is happening here? How many months now since Rufai, are people actually laughing? Anyways, in the meantime, former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has expressed his disappointment at the way Nigerians are responding to the nation's current economic challenges, stating that he had expected more visible reactions from citizens, particularly the young people. Let's take a listen.
I'm angry with the citizens. I've said it several times. You can't see a group of people stealing your money, impoverishing you. You can't buy fuel, you can't buy anything, nothing. And then you're saying, look at what happened in Edo. Should any politician be campaigning in Edo? People should be angry. There should be protests, not even protests of against anybody, it's against politicians. We will not vote. There will be an election in our state. That's what the people should be saying. Because the rate of hunger now, if people like us can't afford diesel, you can imagine what's happening to my mother. And okay, but it's okay to put my mother because I will defend my mother. Those who don't have children like us. Because my mother is still alive, and there are those whose parents are still alive that can't afford. In fact, somebody said, well, what this government has achieved is that it has made Nigerians to be strong, in the sense that Nigerians now trek. I know walking helps the heart. So people have learned how to walk to their offices.
Dr. Bati, would he have said this if he was in this administration politics?
Minister, as he then was,
yes.
Governor, as he then was,
yes.
Rotimi Amechi. He was governor in Rivers State. He was Minister of Transportation at the federal level. This hardship that we're suffering, was further compounded, created, established under the 8 years of somnambulism of the same government that he served under. Okay. Now he's saying people should be angry. Well, his statement could be interpreted as incitement, saying that Nigerians should go to the streets. In fact, he even went further to say he couldn't understand why people came out to vote during the state election, where the only legitimate way to change government, to transit from one administration to the other in Nigeria, is through constitutional change of government, through elections. And here is Amechi, who has been Speaker in the River State House of Assembly, who has been governor for 8 years, who has been minister at the federal level, saying that he doesn't understand why people should vote. For his personal information, may he be reminded that Nigerians are indeed angry. They were angry under Buhari. Tinubu has added hunger to the anger. So Nigerians are indeed angry. They are indeed hungry. But now, you know, it's very convenient out of government to sound like a radical. I don't know whether he has joined the Showore's political party now that he's saying citizens. Is he not one of us? He's one of us. He's also a citizen. Why does he not himself go on the road to carry placards with members of his family to say that we are hungry and we are angry? That's that about him. The second thing, NLC is saying, well, this and that. Well, there are certain things that Joe Ajaero said that may be relevant. He says that this will further make life difficult for people. That is true. If we have to buy fuel at 1,030 naira, then of course it means life will become more difficult because there will be inflation. So Joe Ajaero was commenting, just like Amici, on the state of the nation. He was speaking at an event. And he also went on to say government should do other things. You know, but Labour itself must think out of the box. What alternatives has Labour offered? Labour has been fighting this fuel price matter since the days of Obasanjo, 99 to 2007. What alternative ideas did Labour put on the table? All these Labour people, before you know it, they will become governor. Before you know it, they will become, they will be given appointment. Before you know it, their life will be better. They will claim they are going on strike. Which strike have they done that has been successful in terms of giving options to government? You get to a point where Nigerians, you know, we're even beginning to say that they no longer trust organized labor. That what is labor saying? Well, I don't imagine that Joe Ajaero can take a unilateral decision to challenge government, but about the hardship that Nigerians are experiencing, and they will experience more as a result of what has happened, I think it's right on that score. Number 3, it was blaming NNPC Limited. I said earlier when we discussed this subject that NNPC Limited is now a public, a limited liability company. It's also a marketer in the space like all other persons. What NNPC Limited has said is that it will no longer be the main off-taker. The arrangement was they will offtake and then they will sell to the distributors within the market. Now NNPC Limited is saying, let everybody go to Dangote refinery to go and take the products. They are not going to stand in between to provide subsidy of 134.16 naira. They also have a stake in Dangote refinery, 7.25% equity stake in Dangote refinery. But I imagine that in the days to come, you know, more details will come out. And the final question is, why are the refineries not working? I thought they said the Port Harcourt refinery has been mechanically completed. This mechanical completion is taking almost a whole year, and nothing is coming out from there. In December 2023, they said they were producing at least 60,000 barrels per day from that refinery. Where is that 60,000 liters? Other questions. We don't even know how much fuel we consume on a daily basis in Nigeria. The figures keep changing. 43,000, 50 million, 60 million. Nobody knows. In a country that is supposed to be run by data. Now we will be, some importers, apart from NNPC Limited, will be taking fuel from Togo. Yeah. Which fuel are they producing in Togo? They will steal Nigerian crude to Togo. We will go and be buying from Togo. We will be buying fuel from other countries. So it's a very messy situation. I hope someone someday will clear the mess. Yeah. And where in all of this is the Nigerian midstream and downstream petroleum regulatory agency, which is the agency that fixes prices. They are busy playing possum in NMDPRA. They are playing possum.
Yes. I mean, one thing I took away from Joe Ajaero's statement was that, you know, this whole inflation, and it has basically calculated our budget at this point. I want to pull off a graphic about, what Nigerians were spending before Tinubu came into power. And here you can see it here. They said before sardine was, 300 naira, and peak milk was 250, but sardine now is what, 1,800 naira. So I mean,
add diapers to that.
The diapers for you, but you can see the disparity here. It is huge. I mean, it is really huge. Yes. Now sardine is 1,008, peak milk is 1,000, spaghetti 1,000, derica of beans 2,500. I mean, this is an estimation we did with our interns. They went ahead to find the prices. Tomatoes, I think that there was a bit of relief with tomatoes recently. I don't know. But, I mean, look at the difference at this point, Rufai, inflation.
You see, go and put your mind at rest. Because our chief, Olusegun Oshoba, said Tinubu must do another 4 years. You know, he's a Yoruba man. So all of you people that are eating on Tinubu, Elofokobale. You see, you cannot ascribe to malice what you can explain with incompetence. And every day, when we try to explain the incompetence of the Nigerian states, politicians tag us as people that have malice against them or their political party. But history and time will vindicate us that we are indeed patriots for the growth of this country. All of this the NNPC is doing is a game. The NNPC has not told us the full truth about the subsidy matter. The same NNPC that denies that they were owing international creditors or those that sold them crude. The same NNPC that has not been able to give us when the Dangote, when the refinery, Port Harcourt refinery will be completed. Sometimes I blame Labour, but sometimes I don't want to blame Labour in this because the president lied to Labour. He told them that the Port Harcourt refinery will be ready by December. This was the part of the first agreement they had when they had the first strike. And those were part of the agreements Labour acceded to be able to let things slide. Because the president told them it will be ready. Do you know when Mr. Femi Falana went to send a letter to the company that were the contractors that were doing the Port Harcourt refinery? What happened? The contractors said they can't tell him when it's going to be ready. So you have a lot of lies. And I still keep repeating, subsidy has not been removed because that's a new lie they told us today. It's another lie to be able to buy time before they give the next increments. Oji, do you know if you're buying 1,030 naira per liter, do you know how much that's going to be in dollars? That's 0.64 cents. All our neighboring countries sell beyond $1 per liter at the pump price. That's to show you subsidy is still being paid, but they will keep the lies on because of the games that are going on. Till today, the same NNPC is not telling you how much we are consuming. The same NNPC, and that's why when people are saying NNPC is a marketer, it's a lie. They can change nomenclature, but they can't deceive us. Which other oil marketers have a right to be able to burn money with their NNPC does? The same NNPC that bought 4 trillion on refineries that are not working. Not be me talking. Go and check NNPC's books. They showed us. Like Fela will say, I will open book for you. I will open book for NNPC. They bought 4 trillion on refineries that are not working. Is that one not more than enough to pay the subsidies? Is it not the same NNPC that has been paying for refineries that have not been working all these years that are moribund? So NNPC should please and see. Stop bringing in the regulators, NNDPR and everything. No, it is NNPC that fixes the price. It's not the regulators. The regulators should fix price on paper, but on paper it's NNPC. Why is it that it's NNPC petroleum station? When they increase price, prices go up. Let's call it speed is speed. NNPC has been the real cause of most of these problems. I mean, I'm not blaming them amiss. We have empirical facts to back it up. They have not shown good faith. They've constantly told porkies to a lot of Nigerians. And let us call it speed is speed. You will see when the increment will start again.
Right.
Except they see, free market has taken over. All of a sudden, NNPC that couldn't tell you all this while how much they were used to subsidize fuel now told you that they will have removed the 133 naira that they are paying in subsidy. Now subsidy has been finally removed. Be deceiving us.
What happened to the refinery again? The one that was supposed to open in August, wasn't it, last month? What did they say?
In August, when they got to August, they said it won't produce again. Then when they wrote the people that are doing the contract work in the refinery a letter, they said they will tell Femi Falana on the 2nd of October, the time they will finish. On the 2nd of October, they said they can't disclose the time. As today now, and it's over 44 months. We paid over $1.5 billion for that refinery to keep working.
Yeah. Needs to be some solution. Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has said that Nigerians should place their love for country above financial gain. Akpabio made the comments on the floor of the Senate on Tuesday while commenting on a motion seeking to address mass migration of Nigerians.
Yeah, but I believe people should place love for their country above financial gains.
Love for country. Let me take reactions. This is from Boma, who wrote, "Deceitful tales of lies. Let him and the NAS members earn 70,000 naira as their salary. Then Nigerians will put love for their country, Nigeria, rebuild our educational institution, and ensure their children attend public schools in the country. Then we shall love this country." Another Twitter user wrote on X, "Love for the country is never the problem. The problem in Nigeria is the poor are getting poorer and the rich getting richer. Inequality and marginalization can never bring love. Everyone deserves financial gain. Our needs are far above what we can afford. Love for country." Our favorite Niger wife, I know you love our country, but you know, it is tough at this time where, you know, our budget has been rejigged by force by the federal government of Nigeria. Amechi said, "Trekaton, I am part of the people trekking at this point," because I mean, yes, well, I'm going to get fit from it, but come on.
Stating the obvious by saying she loves our country.
I mean, I know she loves our country.
Somebody will come from Zimbabwe to go and marry
now she loves our country.
Nigerian from Akwa Ibom. And what love can be more than that?
But before I come to you, let me take this, together with this. You know, only recently, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ali Pate, recently spoke about health tourism and Tinubu going for medical treatment abroad. He spoke to journalist Adeola Faihun. Let's take a look.
Health tourism is not a phenomenon that is limited to Nigeria or Africa. There are people who leave the United States and go to East Asia to get medical care. There are people who leave the United Kingdom and go to Africa for medical care. And there are Nigerians who choose, because of all kinds of reasons, to go abroad for medical care. There are many leaders and people from the Africa region who come to Nigeria for medical treatment.
Really?
Yes, they are.
So what will it take for our president to see what these people see in Nigerian health sector?
You are in personalizing it for just one individual. The phenomenon of medical tourism,
the president of the country.
The phenomenon of medical tourism is a global phenomenon, and you cannot limit it just one individual. What we are saying and what President Tinubu is trying to do is to transform the Nigerian healthcare system so that it works for everyone.
Our favorite Niger wife. I hope you heard that sound bite loud and clear. We shouldn't tackle the president for going on medical tourism, but he's trying to transform the medical system here, and people are coming to Nigeria for medical tourism while our president is going out. Love for country. Our favorite Niger wife.
You know, there's a saying I love very much, which says that a nation usually imbibes the spirit of its leader. And so for me, it's quite profound that, Godswill Akpabio will be talking about, you should love your country more than financial gain, because I feel that conversation needs to begin there in the Senate with his colleagues, in the House of Representatives with his colleagues, in the executive with his colleagues. Let's have that conversation at the leadership level and say, hey, my comrades here at the table, can we rather, let's choose our country over financial gain. You know, was it last month or a couple of months ago, President Joe Biden took his 2 weeks vacation and he went to Delaware. And what they did in Delaware is they sent pictures of him on the beach every day hanging out with his wife, and he didn't go anywhere, he didn't travel abroad, he didn't go anywhere internationally. Here in Africa, I always have to commend South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, who always looks for a resort somewhere in South Africa. When he takes his annual leave, he'll either go to his farm in Palapala, or he'll go to Cape Town, or he'll go to Port Elizabeth, but he always keeps it very local. And it's such a great opportunity for us to package our country as well and to show the world what we have. But, you know, for us to now sit and look at the people who are doing all they can, grappling with, do you know what it means to wake up one day and suddenly find out that fuel has just gone up, and nobody even has the courtesy to send out a press release or whatever. It's by gist that you see. They said the fuel has gone up, or people will start calling you, fuel has gone up. Have you heard? We didn't even know the real price until journalists started driving around to the different fuel stations to find out, okay, this is the development that has happened. So somebody whose salary has not changed, whose income has not changed, is now battling with the reality of how this is going to impact their daily bread. And this person now finds a better opportunity somewhere where they can make something of themselves and look after their families and support their families and get them a good education and get them not have to worry about your children drinking clean water. Just something as basic as your children drinking clean water. So, you know, it's very unfair for us to now try and blackmail people who are just seeking self-preservation and now say that you need to love your country more. That's the first point, sir. And the second point is that we also need to separate love for country, patriotism, from love for government or current administration. People are allowed to dislike the administration in power, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't love their country. We have to separate those things.
I like that. Very well said, our favorite Nigeria. I love the word that you use, blackmail. Dr. Abati, a comment from you.
Okay, no, she just made a point. Love of country is to be separated from love of the administration. Oftentimes, politicians confuse the two. They think that if you criticize government, then you don't like your country. Nationalism is different. The principle in Latin maxim is pro patria mori e duce decorum. It is fit and proper for one to live and die for one's country. That's nationalism. And I'm sure that there are more than enough Nigerians who love this country. The ones who japa, who leave Nigeria, it's not because they don't love Nigeria. It's because circumstances here have been made difficult by the politicians that lead us. The question to pose is that, do the politicians, the people in positions of power, do they love Nigeria?
That's the question.
Because if they love Nigeria, they will not be punishing Nigeria in this manner. They told us, President Tinubu told us, hello for Kambale. Okay, we are all in a state of anxiety, particularly on this occasion of World Mental Health Day. The entire country is suffering from mass psychosis because people are not happy, people are depressed, people can no longer buy basic necessities, they cannot feed. It is the leaders of Nigeria who say we should sacrifice and love our country. They are the ones who should make necessary sacrifices and love the country and identify with the long-suffering masses of Nigeria who, as I said, are likely to suffer more.
So, guys, the mess in this country is unfathomable. I mean, you can't understand the level at which these politicians have destroyed this country. This country is at a brink of collapse. This country is finished. We saw Nigeria under Tinubu as a country that may never recover. But guess what? It has even gotten worse. But guess what? We are in a state now that people are just wondering if Nigeria can survive this state. I mean, can this country really recover from where it is today? This country has been brought down on its nail. And these politicians, they don't care. They don't care about what they are doing to the people. They don't care about what people are passing through. Honestly, they don't care. And that is why the country just keep collapsing. I mean, collapsing. Nigeria is collapsing every day, and these people don't care. So we talk about, so there's nothing new or there's nothing good about this country at the moment. People are lamenting, people are crying. You can imagine if the politicians are crying, how much more the ordinary man who depends on how much he or she is going to make in a day to survive. I mean, things are getting tougher in this country. Okay, the NNPC is not telling Nigerians the fact. They are not telling Nigerians how they are importing oil from countries like Congo, or is it Togo, where they don't produce oil. They rather export the little we have and re-import it so that Nigerians will keep paying through their nose. So you can see the kind of people we have as leaders. Now, the NLC is threatening. The government said they will increase salaries to 70K. Some people are not even receiving that salary, that 70K. And you find out that prices of things are skyrocketing every day. People can't even afford daily meals again. People with large families, they can't take care of their loved ones again. Tinubu has really brought people down on their knees. And before the election, Tinubu was saying that he's going to fix the fuel crisis. He's going to fix anything that has to do with fuel, shortages and all kinds of things. He told the people that he was going to make sure all those were brought to an end. And people were singing, saying that hope has come. They didn't know that the real suffering has landed. Now, Tinubu is in London, cruising with taxpayers' money. Tinubu is enjoying himself with his private jet. Now he's in London, enjoying the money that Nigerians are sweating to make. That's to tell you the kind of leaders we have. Now, even though Nigeria doesn't have money, Tinubu found going abroad at this time when people are lamenting as the only suitable time for him to go and rejoice, to go and, have his fun outside the country. They made mention of Joe Biden, how Joe Biden went on holiday. But he went on holiday inside of America. That money he has to spend has to be spent in America. People are going to be benefiting. Businesses are going to be benefiting. The hotel he will lodge will benefit. Any restaurant he enters will benefit. And all his aides, everyone that went out with him. I mean, businesses will benefit. America will benefit from his holiday. But when it comes to Nigeria, the reverse is the case. Our leaders would rather take the little we have and we just move out of the country. Move out of the country and go and spend it and have fun. And they will see development in those countries. They will see sightseeing places in that country. They can't come home to, replicate something like that back in Nigeria. That I just keep wondering, what kind of leaders do we have? What has happened to the conscience of people who call themselves leaders in Nigeria? Why is it that we can't just have leaders with a little bit of empathy? Why is it that Nigeria is so unfortunate to have leaders with hardened heart? How can Tinubu be traveling out of the country? He told Nigerians that he went out just to relax, to have his holiday, enjoy it, And he does not even think that the ordinary man is hungry. If we were to have leaders who really feel for the people, do you know this government would have cautioned itself by telling all the government officials that nobody is allowed to travel outside the country. We have seen some African countries take such stance. So the money you want to spend on holiday, spend it in Nigeria. There are hotels in Abuja. There are hotels in Lagos State. There are hotels in other places, in other parts of this country, where you can just go, relax, have fun, and you spend the money in Nigeria. If you don't want to spend the money in Nigeria, stay in your house, eat whatever you want, enjoy yourself with your family, and make sure that this money still is being spent within the country. You don't take it outside while you know that it affects our economy negatively. So sometimes when you look at the kind of leaders we have, you just keep wondering if these people are humans. Nigerians, I don't know if you try to imagine how people are surviving at this time. I mean, people who are in the villages who do not even have any business that gives them daily bread. How are they surviving? Because know how they are going to buy fish to cook their soup or their stew. They will buy rice in the market. Not everybody is a rice farmer. And there are so many things people must buy in the market. And these people, they are not having any daily work that gives them money. How do people survive? And this is why we have a lot of criminals in Nigeria, and people keep looking down on Nigerians. I mean, outside the world, they keep looking down on Nigerians because they feel everybody in Nigeria is a criminal, not knowing that the situation on ground is what is forcing so many people into criminality. I mean, this government is not caring about creating, you know, environment that will encourage people to stay away from crime. They are making Nigerians more prone to crime. Nobody cares about if people have skills or not. Look at small businesses are even folding because nobody is concerned about how those businesses are being sustained. That you have to run Jane from morning to night and you pay salaries. And at the end, the government will tax you. And this government does not even encourage you in any form to ensure you survive. So guys, the whole system is messed up in Nigeria. I mean, things are not working in this country. Things are not working. And it all starts from having leaders who have empathy. As in, wherever you are, you try to put yourself in another person's shoes. And most people have argued that all these people in government, don't forget, most of them have never run any business. As in, they don't even own a business. Some of them never had anything like business, you know. They just saw themselves in positions of power and they are getting the money, you know, and it does not concern them how others are surviving. Now we have students that graduate, go for NYC, they come out, they can't even find jobs. Gone are the days when you start depending on the government for work. If you are waiting for Tinubu to give you work, just get ready to be hungry. I mean, get ready to see your parents regretting ever sending you to school. Because it's going to happen. There are no jobs. This country is just collapsing. There are no jobs. The government is not creating an enabling environment. The government is not doing anything to even kind of encourage investors to come into the country. And those businesses that are already in the country that are at the brink of collapsing, this government is paying blind eyes to them. Nothing is being done to support them to ensure they don't collapse, you know, finally. Because these businesses, in one way or the other, are employing Nigerians. They are employing Nigerians. But it has got to that point that everybody is feeling the heat and Tinubu is out of the country. Who knows how many people that went with him? Because he will hardly go alone. When he's going, he will pack all the people that are closely related to him or working closely with him. He will take all of them out in the name of a kind of accompanying him outside the country. And that is why this country is going to keep crawling. Because we have leaders who focus only on how to spend the money we have in this country. We have leaders who only focus in, you know, thinking about how much they are going to pad in the budget, how much they are going to allocate to themselves. We don't have leaders who think, who sit down and bring out time for ideation, time to get ideas on how to move this country forward. We don't have such leaders. We have leaders who are only concerned about their pockets so that they will fill their bank accounts for themselves, their children, and even the children they are yet to born. They have already, you know, saved for them. But the Nigerian people are meant to suffer. So that is the kind of country we found ourselves. And we just hope that God will one day hear the cry of the poor, hear the cry of, you know, the destitute in Nigeria, those that don't have anybody to speak for them. God will hear the cry of everybody in Nigeria and will give us leaders whose core purpose of coming into government will just be to rescue this country. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell,